Well, welcome back to the garage on a windy Florida day. So a problem has cropped up with my wife's Tesla. It's a 2021 Model 3 long range. And long story short, we had an electrical storm here the other day and the car was not plugged in while charging. The next day after the storm, I went to go ahead and do its weekly charge. My wife has a very short commute. The car really only needs to be charged once a week. Really, it could go 2 or 3 weeks without charge. But I plugged it in, I heard a pop, and then the JuiceBox 40, which was the charger I had at the time, started to beep with a fault code. I then tried the Tesla Mobile Connector 2 that came with the car. Same deal, immediate fault from the car, which you'll see later in the video. And then I got out my Mobile Charger 1 that came with my Model S, but I still have. Same deal, fault. And just for good measure, I got out an L1 I have laying around for an old Gen1 Leaf, instant fault. So clearly something wrong with the car. So let's try to work through it and see what we come up with. Alright, so as promised, I will demonstrate what happens when you plug the car into L2. The first one will be UMC1 from an old Model S plugged into L650R receptacle and charge port. And you see it immediately goes into fault. And now I'll demonstrate what happens when you plug it into L1 essentially. So this is a UMC2, the mobile connector that came with the car. It's plugged into just a regular standard 120 volt 15 amp outlet. And it does not immediately fault, but it never initializes charging. When I sit here, it just eventually just times out and the T logo will turn off. I'll put a screenshot in, but the app says no power, I believe. Is the verbiage you'll see here in a second when I put it on the screen, and never does charging begin. And there is an associated diagnostic trouble code, which I'll also put a screenshot of in the video. Well, as you can see from my tests, the DTCs, and also the message in the app, that doesn't look too good. Let's take it down to my nearest local supercharger and see what happens. Now the question is, will it supercharge? The answer is yes. Let's go look inside the car. Well, looking good in here, so that's good at least. At least I have a way to keep driving the car, and I'll open a Tesla service ticket. Well, with that test out of the way, I went ahead and opened up a ticket with Tesla, and they pretty quickly remotely diagnosed it as the charge port computer module, whatever you want to call it, which, if you don't know, is inside the trunk right about here next to the charge port. Another interesting thing about this will be if this is replaced, I might get CCS charging capability out of this, which is a totally happy accident at that point. Part of the CCS upgrade is to replace that module with one that has CCS communications capabilities. So let's see what happens. Alright, well, we're done at Tesla, and well, if you can't tell, I'm shooting all of these cut pieces in one shot, so kind of coming in after the fact. But long story short, Tesla did end up replacing a charge port module in the car, and I did gain CCS charging capability out of the deal. So that's good, kind of a happy accident, like I said. I do not have a Tesla at a CCS adapter at this point. I honestly don't feel like I really need one right now. Maybe I'll get one in the future. But that's pretty much what happened, and the car is back to charging normally on every L1 and L2 connector I have. I asked the service folks if they'd ever seen anything like this, and they just said, yeah, these boards fail now and then. I've even seen some forum posts in the past about them failing with electrical storms nearby. I would not even go that route. I also think some people in this video might think I'm bad-mouthing the JuiceBox brand of EVSEs. No, not really. I don't know what happened to it. Truth be told, I opened it up that same day to look inside of it, and I did smell a heavy burnt electronic odor emanating from it, particularly from the main contactor relay. You know, I will not correlate the two events, but I mean, suffice it to say that the actual notes from Tesla on the service ticket say pilot diode failed. So how the JuiceBox failing could have sent enough voltage, or I don't know what, over the pilot line to fry the charge port module is beyond my understanding. But anyway, I'm glad the car is fixed, and thanks for watching. See you next time.